So breaking news, Vietnam has changed its e-visa policy again. So if you think that immigration changes are once in a lifetime, it's not that for Vietnam. So today we're going to talk about some of the changes to the e-visa, including the visa requirements, so which means it could be over 10 years of traveling to Vietnam. The eligible countries, if you're from South Africa, before you had to book a tour in order to come to Vietnam, and also other specifics that you need to know. So therefore, that individual with multiple passports might stay for a whole year. So without further ado, let's get started. So hello, my name is Ken Duong, international business and immigration lawyer with over 15 years of experience helping foreigners from all over the world, over 20 countries, to live, travel, invest, and retire in Vietnam. So today I'm going to share with you some good and possibly bad news regarding the e-visa for Vietnam. So 80 nationalities are eligible for the e-visa, and that has been going on for the last 2 years. So with the turn of events, it appears that all countries are eligible to use the e-visa. For example, if you're from South Africa, before you had to book a tour in order to come to Vietnam, but now you can actually apply for the e-visa. Nevertheless, the bad news is, even though you are eligible and you apply on the e-visa, you may not be granted automatically. What? And you still have to prove some of the information, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first bad news is, under the new proposal for the e-visa, it was extended from 15 to 45 days for 25 different countries around the world. Most of them were in ASEAN, as you can see from the list. But the new policy also is going to limit the countries that would not need a visa. Only down to 13 of those countries will not need a visa, such as Japan, Germany, Italy, France, the UK, Russia, Korea, and a few other countries. And of course, the United States is still not on that list of a visa exemption. So the second bad news is, prior to 8/15, you have to only submit very basic information to get your e-visa, such as your name, intended stay, and an address. But after 8/15, you have to provide more substantial information of your purpose and of the reason why you're coming to Vietnam. And we'll go over those 8 differences that we talked about. So the first requirement is that you have to disclose if you have multiple passports, 2, 3, or 4 different passports. So let me tell you why. There are individuals that would use one passport to get an e-visa for 90 days or the visa exemption for 6 months. Then they would leave and come back on another passport for 30, 60, or 90 days. And then they would come on another passport or back to the old passport for another 90 days. So therefore, that individual with multiple passports might stay for a whole year, and they might be working or doing other activities in Vietnam. However, they had just come in on a tourist visa on multiple passports, and that's the reason why, number one, you have to disclose all the passports that you have. Number 2, you need to make sure you disclose your current position and job and the company address abroad. Unless if you are unemployed or a retiree, then you can state that information in there. And the reason for this requirement is that they don't want people to be working illegally in Vietnam or digital nomads. They want to make sure that you have a job that you're returning to once you're done with your tourists or your travels in Vietnam. But if you do want some long-term work, a year or 2 years, then we can help you apply for your investor visa, your work permit, or your temporary residence card. So make sure you contact us. Third, Vietnam requires you to show that you have sufficient monies for your travels to Vietnam, either in the form of cash, cashier's check, or a credit card. And neighboring countries apply the same principles, such as in Thailand, you're to show that you have 20,000 baht when you travel to Thailand. So this is very common and very normal when you're traveling abroad. Number 4, you want to make sure you have your ID card or another form of identification so that your passport and your ID will match each other and that you're the same person. Number 5, you're required to disclose the relatives that you have in Vietnam, such as grandparents, parents, spouse, or children, because they want to make sure that you're going under the right visa and the right purpose. For example, if you're married to a Vietnamese citizen, then it's much better if you apply for a marriage visa, which is called the TT visa, and then get the residence card, which will give you 2 or 3 years of residency in Vietnam. So if you're looking to get the TT visa, make sure you contact us, call us, email us, and our legal experts will be happy to get it for you. The sixth requirement is that you need to disclose the number of times that you came into Vietnam under your current passport. So which means it could be over 10 years of traveling to Vietnam. But this helps the immigration office to ensure that you haven't been working illegally or staying in Vietnam for an extended period of time. The seventh requirement, and it's been implemented since the end of is regarding health insurance. So you have to show that you have health insurance. Before it was discretionary by the officer, but now it's really mandatory. So before you even come in and apply for the e-visa, you have to make sure that you have your health insurance in place before traveling. So number 8, you have to disclose whether you've committed a crime. This requirement is similar to many other countries like the United States that will ask this question. But for example, if you overstayed in Vietnam the previous trip or other trips, that's actually considered a crime as well. So we recommend that you are honest about your visa application and about your status so that you can get the best approval possible. So with these new amendments and new requirements, will it change or impact the way that you apply for your visa? But don't worry, our team of experts have many different options for you. For example, you can do the 90-day e-visa if you're from an eligible country, or if you plan to work long-term in Vietnam, we can get you your work permit or your work visa. If you're married to a Vietnamese citizen, then we can get you a TT visa. If you're a factory looking to move to Vietnam or a startup company looking to invest into Vietnam, we can get you the DT4 investor visa. And of course, if you're a Vietnamese overseas, born in Vietnam with a birth certificate, we can get you your Vietnamese passport and full citizenship. So do not hesitate to contact us to give you the best immigration option available. So whether you are traveling, doing business, retiring, or getting married in Vietnam, we have many different options available for you, and our experts will tailor the advice to you. So with that said, thank you very much for watching this video. But like always, make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below how you want to come and work in Vietnam, and click on the bell for notifications. So on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.